Carol Bassett. Carol Bassett. She's the one that did it. Carol Bassett. What's up, you guys, and welcome to a whole new episode of Toni Approved. I just wanted to jump on real quick and give just my little 2 cents about this whole Tiger King documentary that's on Netflix. If this is your first time checking out a video from Toni Approved, please make sure that you like and subscribe so you can stay in the know of everything that I have coming at you guys. Okay, so to be honest, I'm kind of just jumping into this conversation because the Tiger King is still popular. Like, it came out, almost a month ago, and it's still the #1 show on Netflix. That is definitely really telling. I'm gonna be honest, this really wasn't my type of show or my type of story to watch. I probably really wouldn't have watched all of this had it not been so popular. And I'm gonna give you guys a few reasons as to why, and hopefully you guys are joining the conversation and let me know your particular side down in the comment section. I wasn't really familiar with Joe Exotica. I knew the name, but I wasn't familiar with his story or his safe havens for animals. But I do like the documentary style that Netflix used to tell this story, especially from an audience member who didn't really know much about it. I think they did a really good job of introducing Joe, then introducing Carol, then showing both sides of their arguments, good, bad, and ugly, so the audience can really develop their own personal opinion. Then go ahead and go into the facts of, the co-worker who got their arm bit off, and Joe's multiple husbands, and Carol killing her husband, and the legal issues that he was having, just all of this different type of stuff. Like I said, yeah, this really wasn't my type of story, and I really didn't want to do a video on it because I try to make sure that all my opinions are, proper, because I never want to offend anybody. But yeah, this was just not my cup of tea. I think the reason why the show is still #1A is because there's a certain demographic or audience who really loves animals. And I think if you're a really big animal lover, especially a big cat lover or a cats type lover, you would definitely gravitate towards this. I might sound silly. I knew that tigers were part of the cat family, but I never really put much thought into how they move and that they really do move like big cats, just weighing an extra 200 to 300 pounds. I mean, never really studied them. So, but yeah, that was really cool to see in a documentary. Was a different type of cats and just how they moved, and getting a whole viewpoint into that world, something that I probably never really would have paid attention to outside of going to, my local zoo or whatever. I think that when it comes to Carol Bassett and her husband, like I said, Carol Bassett, I definitely feel like, I mean, you can't judge the situation too much because I wasn't there. So I'm just kind of speaking my own personal opinion. But it's really difficult for me to believe that a millionaire just disappeared and nobody knows what happened. Nobody, even after all of these years, after all of this money, nobody knows what happened to him. And then whenever she talks about him or whenever it's brought up, like, I can understand it's been about 20 years. But if my husband that I married from 91 to 97 disappeared and I had no clue as to what happened and nothing had ever come up from it, it would be just a little bit more of a remorse. Like, you would just be able to feel the remorse in some type of way. Not saying I'll be on the crying or nothing like that, but you would be able to feel the remorse some type of way. She talks about him freely, like she's a health professional who just went straight through school and never worked in the field. And now they come out thinking that they so smart because they book smart, but have no real street knowledge or career knowledge because they never actually worked in a field before. They just went straight to get the top degree so they'll be able to tell everybody what to do. That's kind of what she gives me. I think it's really sad when it comes to just the workers' stories, how they was mistreated as far as like pay wages and stuff, and the fact that, quote unquote, supposedly Joe and his people really only focused on people who was kind of at their wits' end, and then, gave them a place to stay, gave them, quote unquote, some food, meat from McDonald's or, Walmart. But yeah, giving them free meat from Walmart, working them, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and then turn around and paying them $100, or $100 something a week. And then even when it comes to Carol and those volunteer hours, just to, as a way of getting work, I think it's just really funny how both of them honestly, literally was about doing the exact same thing. Just calling it different stuff. They literally were doing the exact same thing, just calling it different stuff, and throwing mud at each other. And I wish that Joe, I know it's probably kind of difficult, but I really wish she would have rose above the BS, because really it looks like she started with him and kind of baited him. And instead of him just moving on and just let her be a hater, he continued to go back and forth with her and almost kind of allow her to win. I definitely do. When it comes to the love story of Joe, I heard that, there's more to the story when it comes to these husbands, but I think it's really sad that supposedly the two husbands that he had were actually straight and only stayed with him for his money and what it is that he was giving to him. And B, the fact that, Travis felt so trapped in that relationship that he accidentally killed himself. And then for Joe to turn around and marry a whole new guy 2 months later, for me, that just tells me that you weren't really grieving Travis, you were grieving the fact that you were going to be alone by yourself. And this is just a personal judgment because I really don't know the situation. This is strictly an opinion, actually not judgment. It's opinion based off of what I saw in the documentary. But yeah, like for you to turn around and marry a new dude in 2 months, that just tells me that you're more focused on feeling a gap of loneliness in your heart or a gap of loneliness that you're dealing with, not necessarily losing someone. And the fact that his mom said she never really heard from you again after the wedding, it seemed like he was old gung-ho for everything that you did and everything that, and the other guys just had this peachy keen relationship. That's not right. And I would hate for someone to defame my memory in that type of way. But definitely, you guys, what do you guys think of Tiger King? I know people are still talking about it. I want you guys, if you're a fan of the show and you really enjoy it, please leave a comment down in the comment section. I am all open for comments. I want to know exactly what the thrill was behind this story and why everybody loved to, get to know why everybody loved to watch it. Because if he was doing all of this crazy, if he really put out a hit on a woman and Carol really killed her husband and they were really mistreating these animals and their workers and their husbands, what was the purpose of putting out this documentary? And what was the purpose of telling this story? Go ahead, you guys, leave a comment down in the comment section. And while you're here, please make sure you check out my review for other Netflix series that I have up. So yeah, definitely drop down in the comment section, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought, what you guys liked about it the most, and let's have this conversation. Okay, you guys, until next time, God bless, and I'll be back soon with a whole new video.